Alright, as requested, I'm gonna show what I have so far for the Frost Flurry build. Starting with whatever gear I have first. Just kind of thrown together, nowhere near what I want or need. But, like that imprint, it's whatever. That I just threw on to try out. These gloves, love them. Being able to get that extra little shadow clone is nice. Plus the extra ranks to all core skills. Damage reduction, get the extra armor. I actually need more armor on this build. This makes me too squishy. This guy, chilled enemies poisoned by poison imbuement will be further chilled, and you deal additional poison damage to frozen enemies, which they instantly freeze because Flurry is 4 strikes, and the frost imbuement will instantly freeze them with 4 hits. Imbuement skill effect has increased potency against vulnerable enemies. I'm kind of playing around with that. I'm not sure how good it does. Flurry damages enemies in a circle around you, kind of requirement. Well, not necessarily a requirement, but definitely highly recommended. Shadow clones also mimic imbuements. Very useful if you're actually using the ultimate for shadow clones. You could also use Death Trap and just ignore that, get a different one. This one I already have somewhere else. I was trying it on there instead of the ring. Resource generation, up to you if you need it or not. When you hit a crowd controlled enemy, there's 45% chance to crowd control to spread to another enemy. Very useful. That goes hand in hand with some of the abilities. The stun from this, so when you stun with Flurry you can spread it, or when you chill you can spread it. But for the skills, puncture, going over to fundamental puncture, get your vulnerability up. 2 ranks into sturdy for some damage reduction while close up. This could possibly be 3 if you take away 1 from cold imbuement. I haven't really tried it. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and try it in this video, because I want to test if it's still instant chill at just 25, or if the chill kind of cools down to quick enough to where the 25 doesn't really count with Flurry. Siphoning strikes, get your health regen. Max out Flurry, going down to advanced Flurry, get your stuns when you dash through an enemy. These guys I'm testing out. Not sure. I can't remember why I put these in here actually. I think it was to do with that. These might be able to change. Weapon mastery maxed out. Concealment I'm only using for guaranteed crit every now and then, and mainly for the unstoppable. Not having unstoppable sucks. I hate crowd control. Poison imbuement, max it out, bring it up to blended, get that extra poison damage from critical strikes. I prefer blended because it's like a guaranteed from your crit versus a 30% chance. I'm not a very lucky person, so I don't like lucky hit. Little extra poison damage, more damage reduction from people that are poisoned. Cold imbuement, bring it over to mixed cold imbuement. deals damage to crowd-controlled enemies, which is nice. Double it against frozen enemies, which they instantly freeze because of this. Deal increased damage to chilled or frozen enemies. 15% for chilled, 30 for frozen. Honestly, I'd probably get, if I could find an item, I would find one that would boost this. Get even more damage to crowd-controlled enemies. Shadow Clone. I like Shadow Clone. I find it better for, like, big groups of elites or bosses. You could also use Death Trap to pull things in and then instantly freeze everyone. And then Momentum. Everybody's frozen all the time, so you're going to be proccing this a lot easier. Paragon board. Just kind of going up the right side. Putting in infusion on the first area. Going up through here. This board is Cheap Shot. Coming over, grabbing Spearhead for extra damage to healthy enemies. Wiles for damage reduction to slowed enemies. You are slowing everybody by chilling them, so. For the glyph, good old exploit. Devious for more damage to crowd controlled enemies. Coming up and over to grab the legendary, so you deal increased damage to crowd controlled enemies. Well, for each crowd controlled enemy close to you, up to a total of 25%. Press, more damage to crowd controlled enemies and critical strike damage to crowd controlled enemies. Calculated for more damage to crowd controlled enemies. Getting all the damage to crowd control here as well on all the magic nodes. Coming up through here for Eldritch Bounty. Grabbing this guy first, Imbuer. More imbue damage and non-physical damage. I'm pretty sure that chill and poison would count as non-physical, so that's why I went for that guy. Eldritch Bounty, when you attack with imbued skill, you get resistance towards that affliction and you get increased damage with that imbuement element. I'm pretty sure with Flurry, since it's 4 attacks in 1, that you're pretty much like instantly getting this on your first Flurry. I'm not 100% sure though. I haven't like mathematically checked the numbers or anything like that. For over here, I would actually go with Leanna's Instinct, or Leirana's Instinct. Let's see, flip this guy over. Get your glyph socket up there. In this glyph, I would put Canny. You get a increase in non-physical damage, and it runs off of intelligence. Leirana's Instinct has a total of 49 intelligence, which is one of the highest boards for intelligence for rogue, so that's why that guy's going there. And then grab this guy after dodging an attack. I don't know if I want that necessarily though, now that I think about it. That's a maybe. That's probably just to help with Actually, no. That's to grab that. Basically. To grab the intelligence that you need for the glyph. And then from going up to this way, the next board I would actually grab is Exploit Weakness. Which... Exploit Weakness... Assuming the board's right here, I would have it to the same direction as it is now. Glyph socket's over here, so you'd be coming up from this direction. And then coming up over towards the glyph. Inside this glyph is where I would put Exploit. Obviously, if you don't have enough to put that there yet, I would put Exploit down here like most other people. Which... this glyph I would actually change out for Combat. Combat gives you increased critical strike damage with core skills, which would help proc with Flurry. And then Exploit would go in here. This board, I believe, is one of the highest for strength. I can't remember why I put Exploit in this one. But yeah, that's why I have that. And then this guy basically come up and over through here, get more non-physical damage and imbuement skill cooldown reduction. That'll be helpful for bouncing between ice and poison. In this glyph socket, I would put Infusion, which casting an imbuement skill reduces active cooldown of another random imbuement so that you could help the cooldown between the two imbuments. And it also will give you increased imbue skill damage. Well, the bonus is the cooldown thing. The actual benefit of the glyph is imbuement skill damage. And I would take both of these. Well, not necessarily this one, but you have to in order to get the intelligence. And then this guy up here for the imbue skill damage, along with imbue skill damage and imbue skill damage. That's basically what I would do with the Paragon. I'm sure it can be refined further. This is all just stuff I kind of threw together. Some of the equipment that I would change to you. For the helmet, I would have chilled enemies poisoned by poison imbuement will further be chilled by 20% per second, and you deal increased poison damage to frozen enemies. It's the noxious ice aspect. Chest piece I have set for healing, just because I hate how squishy I can be, but that's TBD. This guy, keep it. If you don't have the unique, go for some gloves that give you increased rank on your flurry. Aspect, I'm not sure which aspect I would run. I would have to look more into that. Pants, I'd run the same aspect, disobedience. Boots, I'm thinking about running penitent greaves, just to get the extra slow and more damage to chilled enemies. I feel like it would help with the frost imbuement. What else is different? Oh, that's another thing. Yeah, instead of this, or actually in place of this, since it's kind of blank on mine right now, I would have bursting venoms aspect. So that would make it to where you have a chance to get a toxic pool drop underneath the enemy with critical strikes. And so it does pretty good poison damage, but the main thing is so that the poison imbuement skill has no cooldown. And you could basically spam the poison imbuement to bring up the cooldown of the chill by using the glyph. Where is that glyph at? This one. So you spam the poison one and it'll reduce the cooldown of another imbuement, which would be your chill. So that should help with bouncing back and forth between the chill and the poison. Just kill a couple random things in the PvP zone, and then throw on a nightmare dungeon, just kind of show the damage and whatnot. This build is not min-maxed at all, like lots of work to do on it, but so far it's been pretty fun and does pretty good damage overall. Alright, let's see. Instant freeze? Okay, yeah. Okay, so I guess for the skill tree, you could just leave this at level 1, put the point into close damage reduction, or maybe even into poisoned enemies deal less damage, or increased poison damage. Whatever you feel like would work. I feel like these aren't a great display. Too easy. Yeah, regular 2-4 stuff. Switch between poison and frost. If they don't die with the frost, you switch over to poison and finish it off. Those unique gloves though. These guys, I love the shadow clone that they bring in. Having an extra little flurry or extra like, the extra attack is just nice. You can also use concealment for a little bit of a speed boost. Oh, yep. It's doing that build, okay. That is the same build I'm using. Left and good is good. Alright, let's get some sort of dungeon. I don't know. 32, screw it. Where is it at? I'm always blind to these things. Ah, that's why. Covered up by a waypoint. Don't know if this rogue can handle this right now. Armor screwed up, I'm squishy, and I haven't been on it in a while, so I don't remember what it can handle exactly. Level 86s, huh? Oh yay, shade. I hate these things. I hate those shades. Yeah, I'm too squishy. But anyways, that's just a little rundown of what I have so far. Since it's my own video, I'm gonna put a build link of what I have thrown together on max roll. So yeah, it's a fun build. Does decent damage. Still needs to be worked out. I am nowhere near what the end goal is, so. But for not having anywhere near what the end goal is, I'd say it's doing pretty good. Oh, specialization, yeah. Inner sight. Might try combo points, I don't know. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. Have fun. And maybe I'll share some other build videos later on. Catch you later.